God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him. Friedrich Nietzsche. Welcome to our exploration of nihilism, a philosophical concept that challenges our understanding of meaning, purpose, and existence. The term nihilism comes from the Latin word nihil, which translates to nothing, and ism, which translates to ideology. Nihilism, it's the ideology of nothing. At its core, nihilism questions the very foundations of our beliefs and values. It suggests that life lacks inherent meaning, value, or purpose. Nihilism has deep historical roots, with early proponents like Friedrich Nietzsche and Fyodor Dostoevsky. Nihilism is a philosophical concept that has been discussed and debated by philosophers, writers, and scholars for centuries. It is a belief or philosophical stance that generally asserts that life lacks inherent meaning, value, or purpose. Nihilism can manifest in various forms and has had different interpretations throughout history, but its core idea is a skepticism or rejection of traditional beliefs, moral values, and societal norms. Nihilism is often compared to several other philosophies like cynicism and apathy, but they are all very different from one another. Cynics believe that people are always motivated by self-interest. They do not believe that anyone can have intrinsically good motives. They have no faith in the human species and believe we are all entirely selfish, only fighting for our own benefit. On the other side, apathetic people don't care. They may believe that life has meaning, but they simply don't care. Key aspects and variations of nihilism. Metaphysical nihilism. This form of nihilism posits that there is no underlying reality or substance to the world. It denies the existence of fundamental truths or ultimate reality, essentially claiming that everything is devoid of inherent meaning or significance. Metaphysical nihilism asserts that there is no ultimate reality or substance underlying the world. It denies the existence of fundamental truths or universal principles. In this view, the universe is devoid of inherent meaning or purpose, and everything is ultimately empty or meaningless. Existential nihilism. Existential nihilism focuses on the individual's experience and perception of meaninglessness in their own life. It suggests that life lacks any predetermined purpose or meaning, and individuals must create their own meaning through their choices and actions. Existential nihilists often grapple with questions like, what is the meaning of life? And argue that individuals must create their own meaning through their choices and actions. Moral nihilism. Moral nihilism challenges the existence of objective moral values and ethics. It asserts that moral claims and judgments are subjective and arbitrary, without any objective foundation. Therefore, there are no inherently right or wrong actions. Moral nihilism challenges the notion of objective moral values. It posits that moral claims are entirely subjective and arbitrary. According to moral nihilists, there are no universally right or wrong actions because moral judgments lack an objective foundation. Instead, morality is seen as a human invention or a matter of personal preference. Political nihilism. Political nihilism questions the legitimacy of political and social institutions, often advocating for their overthrow or disruption. It contends that these systems are built on arbitrary and oppressive foundations and lack genuine moral or ethical authority. Political nihilists may reject the moral and ethical justifications used by governments and advocate for radical change or even anarchy. Epistemological nihilism. Epistemological nihilism challenges the possibility of knowledge and truth. It argues that we cannot have true or justified beliefs about the world, as our cognitive processes are inherently flawed or unreliable. This form of nihilism questions the very foundations of human understanding and rationality. Nihilism in literature and art. Nihilism has been a recurring theme in literature and art, particularly in the works of philosophers like Friedrich Nietzsche and writers like Fyodor Dostoevsky. In literature, nihilistic characters often grapple with the absurdity and meaninglessness of life. Friedrich Nietzsche's writings, such as Thus Spoke Zarathustra and The Will to Power, explored the idea of the death of God and the consequences of a world without divine meaning. Nietzsche criticized traditional values and sought to develop a philosophy that embraced the challenges and uncertainties inherent in life. Fyodor Dostoevsky's novel, Notes from Underground, is often seen as one of the first explorations of existential nihilism. The nameless protagonist struggles with feelings of alienation and meaninglessness in a world he considers absurd. It's important to note that nihilism is not a monolithic or universally accepted philosophy. Many philosophers and thinkers have critiqued and debated its tenets. Some argue that while life may lack inherent meaning or purpose, individuals can still find meaning through subjective experiences, relationships, creativity, or other sources. Nihilism remains a complex and contentious topic in philosophy, and its interpretations and implications can vary widely. It has had a profound influence on various fields, including existentialism, absurdism, and postmodern philosophy.